Luxury cars are expensive because by the time engineers and designers are done cramming in tech, stitching in leather, and bolting in only the finest drivetrain, costs go up. But here is the thing, even though some of these cars had an original sticker price of nearly $100,000 today, you can buy each and every one of them for just pennies on the dollar. Luxury shouldn't just be reserved for the rich. So today we're coming at you with 10 cheap luxury cars that are actually pretty reliable, all for under 10 grand. My name's Brad, this is Idealist, and let's go. Acura RLX, TLX. Acuras have always been nice cars, but they flipped the script and went way upmarket in 2014 with the RLX and TLX. These two cars replaced the RL, the TL, and TSX respectively. The RLX is the most luxurious sedan Acura has ever made. A full-size, spacious interior lined with high-quality materials, an intuitive infotainment system, and a whole host of active safety features. And regardless of whether you get the impressive hybrid version or not, you've got a potent 3.5-liter J-Series V6 under the hood, capable of churning out a respectable 377 horsepower when properly equipped. And as for its smaller brother, the TLX, don't think just because it's a less car means it's any less luxurious. Sure, it's aimed at being a little sportier and a little more affordable, but it's still every bit as luxury. Now, I know what you're thinking. These cars still look brand new. There's no way you can get one for less than 10 G's. And you're not entirely wrong. This RLX we found right here is on the edge, but has high mileage and a questionable history. The TLX, well, it's the same kind of story. But if you put the feelers out and you're patient, well, you'll be able to score an ideal deal. Or just pick the previous gen Acura TL. You can't go wrong with any one of those either. And they're available for way under 10K all day. Lexus LS. Oh baby. The car that destroyed German luxury and gave the world the Lexus brand. This car was no slouch in taking on the industry giants. Their original LS400 boasted a silky smooth 4-liter V8 that churned out 250 horsepower and 260 foot-pounds of torque. Not exactly sports car numbers, but for a luxury cruiser, it was more than adequate. 0 to 60 time, a respectable 8.5 seconds. And more important than all of that, say it with me folks, reliability. Yes. What really set the LS400 apart, though, was its impeccable build quality and the attention to detail in the cabin. When compared to the likes of the Mercedes S-Class or the BMW 7 Series of the time, Lexus offered a refined and comfortable ride at a substantially lower price point. Many argued that the LS400 even surpassed the German giants in certain aspects of refinement and quality. It's quiet, smooth, and it offers an exclusive feeling that really put Lexus on the map. And there are examples out there kicking around with over 1 million miles on them. Crazy. Check out this cream puff 3rd gen LS430 for just $5,900, or save even more and go for a 2nd gen like this one for barely more than a month's rent.
And guys, real quick, do you want to win this insane 700 horsepower Nissan GTR plus a crisp $10,000 cash right in your pocket? Well, right now, just click the link down in the pinned first comment and get 100 free entries. Yeah. No obligations, no contracts, no nothing, just 100 free entries. Click down there, but you're gonna wanna do it now because, well, if you don't, someone else will. Now, back to the show.
Lexus ES GS. An old LS is a little old money for you. All good. Not everyone can pull off the look. Take a look at a more understated and contemporary ES or a GS. These cars not only kept the momentum going after the LS400, but continued to hammer away at the German luxury fortress. Starting with the ES, this car was all about grace and sophistication without losing sight of Lexus's secret sauce. Say it with me, folks. Reliability. Equipped with the game-changing V6 engines over the generations that provided a fine blend of performance and fuel efficiency, the ES became the go-to for those wanting luxury without the German price tag. Want a sportier edge with the same legendary Lexus build quality? Well, the GS is your chariot. It took what the LS400 started with and turned up the dial with more aggressive styling and spirited driving dynamics. Those looking for a legendary sports car without spending a fortune found solace in the GS's performance. And guess what? Whether it's the ES's elegant glide or the GS's sportier drive, you can find models out there with a zillion miles on them purring like a contented cat. Want luxury without emptying your wallet? Well, check out this beautiful 4th gen GS for the price that won't make you faint, or maybe a 5th gen ES that's more luxurious than a 5-star hotel and barely more than a weekend stay at a Disneyland resort. Oh, and real quick, shout out to the IS300. Yeah, it's not the most luxurious car to don on the Lexus nameplate, but it's easily one of the all-time greats. And for the money, it should be near the top of anyone's list. Speaking of lists, there's a list down below of Auto Tempest links so you can check out all these cars. Go check them out. Lincoln Town Car. Let's take a smooth cruise down luxury lane with the hardest working machine in the biz, the Lincoln Town Car. Yeah, see, the Town Car, it's awesome because it's really just a leather-lined Crown Vic. You know, like the cop car.
Holy crap!
You get the same 4.6 V8 that throws down 240 horses to the rear wheels, body-on-frame construction, and it all rides on some of the softest suspension you've ever felt, turning potholes into pebbles. Inside, it's like sitting in your parents' living room while going down the road. Overstuffed leather everywhere, and simple yet high-quality design. It gives you a taste of the bygone era where luxury meant serenity, space, and style. And as far as reliability, yeah, guys, these things were taxis and cop cars. They go for hundreds of thousands of miles without needing so much as a light bulb replaced. And because they were primarily owned by older folks or used as fleet vehicles, they're cheap. So what are you waiting for? Hop in and let the Town Car take you on a timeless ride with some of the old school form. BMW 3 Series, BMW 5 Series, E46, E39. Both the BMW 3 and 5 Series are like the legendary rock stars of the luxury sedan world. For pretty much all of time, these are the cars that every other automaker benchmarks their luxury sedans against. Nothing else out there blends style, design, performance, and character quite like a BMW. Where they fall apart though is, well, when they fall apart. Because BMW is a brand not exactly known for reliability. However, that's not exactly the case when it comes to the E46 and the E39. The E46, produced from 1998 to 2006, offers the perfect blend of performance and class. With engines ranging from a 1.8 liter to a 3.2 liter in the M3, this baby gives you 0 to 60 smiles in no time. And the handling? Like a dream. Only real. The ideal pick? Well, find yourself a 330i with the ZHP package and you have yourself the 4-door M3 they never made. And while, yeah, it won't hang with the proper M3 on the track, the ZHP destroys the M car in terms of luxury and price. The ZHP could very well be my favorite car on this list, but it's not as luxurious as its older brother, the Trav Special E39. Produced from 1995 to 2003, this is the golden era of 5 Series. Jeremy Clarkson said it himself that he chose an E39 for the Top Gear Africa Special, and guess what? The car made it with virtually no mechanical problems. And with its timeless, sophisticated design, you've got yourself a car that still turns heads. Here in the States, you could get the BMW legendary inline 6 in a few different sizes, or their less award-winning 4.4 liter V8 with a manual option for every single one of them. Of course, there's the truly awesome 4.9 liter Screamer found in the M5, but those cars are a little bit out of our budget for today's video. These cars have stood the test of time. Sure, there might be a few issues that crop up here and there, but that's character, right? Just like my mullets. Both the E46 and E39 offer driving thrills without making your wallet feel like it's riding on a roller coaster, especially if you've ever been a little bit handy with a wrench. If you want luxury, performance, and thriftiness in one elegant package, look no further than a 3 or 5 Series with the sweet M54. Mercedes-Benz E-Class. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class is a gem in a world of attainable luxury and the most reliable of them all, produced from 1995 to 2002. My dad's owned like 2 or 3 of them, and they're internally labeled as the W210. It's like a classical symphony in a world full of pop hits, with engine choices ranging from a refined V6 to a meaty 5.4 liter AMG tuned V8. You're looking at smooth as silk horsepower that gallops all the way to a whopping 354 German horses. And while the W211 is a car that we've recommended several times on this channel, when it comes to the absolute best blend of luxury and reliability, it's gotta be the 210. It's like a designer suit that you get at a thrift store price. And while you can pick up a decent 320 or 430 for less than $5,000, the move to seek out is the underrated E55 AMG for less than 10. Armed with that distinct Mercedes charm, it's like driving on a cloud with a whole lot of sass. Trust me, if you want to feel like $1,000,000 while spending only a fraction of that, well, the W210 Mercedes E-Class might be your golden ticket. Okay, and hold up. If you're enjoying this vid, slap the like button for us. Let's take a break from German luxury and head back over to the land where the phrase affordable luxury was invented. Infiniti G35. If you haven't seen the story we did on the G35, you guys are missing out. Go check it out up here, because this car single-handedly rewrote the narrative for Infiniti, and maybe even Nissan as a whole. With its powerful 3.5-liter VQ V6 churning out a healthy 280 horses, options of rear and all-wheel drive, and delivered as a two-door coupe or a four-door sedan, it's no wonder the Infiniti G series was a huge success. And that's before we touch on its smooth, beautiful lines or leather-lined and refined interior. While the G35 might not be the most luxurious car on this list, there is no doubt this is a luxury car. It just happens to have the added benefit of riding on the same front midship platform as the sporty Nissan Z. Audi A6 3-liter turbo. I know, there's no way an Audi made it on Idealist that's centered around reliability, right? But here's the thing, that 3-liter V6 that the Four Rings was slinging for nearly a decade is actually a rock star of an engine. And while the A6s of old seem to break down even standing still, Audi turned the leaf with the C7 generations. And real quick, a note from Trav.
Okay guys, so I worked for Audi professionally for the better part of a decade, and cross my heart, honest to God, these are actually really good cars. I've seen more than a couple roll through the shop with over 200,000 miles on the odometer, and other than the odd thermostat / water pump failure and the occasional set of engine mounts, they really are genuinely reliable. None of the cars on today's video are completely failure-proof. They're machines, and machines break. But really, truly, I've worked on every single car on this list, and I can tell you from my experience and the experience of my mechanic colleagues, each and every one of them is actually honestly really reliable. That's all I got.
The C7 A6 with the 3-liter offers an interior that, in my opinion, is unmatched by the other cars on today's list. Audi's famous Quattro all-wheel drive comes standard, and in terms of technology and features, only those Acuras come close. And though it doesn't make the noises and power of the E55 or the handling chops of the 3 or 5 series, it might just be the ideal pick to actually live with every single day. Get this Audi here for right under the 10K limit. There is no way you're getting a reliable car from Porsche for under 10K, right? Wrong. Because when Porsche took their biggest gamble ever and helped engineer what would become the Touareg, Q7, and Cayenne, it paid off big time. Now, no hate on the VR6. In fact, we have one. It's a Mark IV GTI, but in the Cayenne, it's simply not the move. Although, to get a manual Cayenne, which yes, is a thing, that's the only option, at least here in the US. What is the ideal move though is the bespoke 4.5 and 4.8 liter V8. Because unlike those other V8s coming from the Volkswagen group at the time, yeah, we're looking at you, Audi. The one stuff between the fenders and the Cayenne is actually super reliable. These first-gen Cayennes may have been bought up initially by real estate agents and affluent soccer moms, but underneath it all lives real off-road hardware. I'm talking 2-speed transfer case, locking diffs, heavy-duty brakes, skid plates, you know, the stuff you need when you like it rough. And with its fried egg headlights, which you can go check out our best-selling tee up here, there is no mistake, it's pure Porsche. The best part is on the road, it drives more like a sports car than it does a truck. Step up to the god tier Overlanders right here. Hyundai Genesis. One of the last brands that you probably think of, and you shouldn't, is Hyundai, which rhymes with Sunday, but hey, the Hyundai Genesis 3.8 is a real gem in the affordable luxury car class. It's got oh so super nice interior with confident and refined ride, and so much cabin space, you won't even know what to do with all the space. It's just there for activities. You see, this car is comfort and performance to a perfect little package. And a used 2015 Genesis 3.8 is, guess what, under 10K. Don't ask me how they could afford to build such a luxurious and cool looking car that could be sold for initial MSRP of less than a loaded Camry, because I'm still really trying to figure that out. However, we're glad that they did it. And to think that it comes standard with a 3.8 liter V6 that spits out 311 horses is actually pretty absurd, but I know you in the back, that might not be enough power for you. Well, guess what? You can upgrade, to even more power. A 5-liter V8 making 420 horses.
Nice.
Genesis reminds me a lot of the Lexus brand in the 90s when they swooped in and turned the luxury car industry on its head. So, which one do you guys pick? Let us know in the comments below. Or did we miss one? Let us know as well. Also, check out this Idealist vid up here or whatever YouTube recommends you watch next. And like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. I'm Brad, this is Ideal, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.